Julie.
Thanks very much, Laura. Well, many people are familiar with the varieties of the cannabis sativa plant, commonly called marijuana. Our next guest works closely with marijuana's cousin, different here, hemp. Kenneth Barker is the CEO of Naturally Advanced Technologies. It's a company that has created an organic process for turning hemp into a fiber. Ken, so welcome. Thanks for joining us. And you've just inked a deal with Hanes. Talk to us about that deal, exactly what's involved and how much of Hanes products is going to be hemp going forward.
Well, we inked a deal that is a multi-phase joint development agreement that allows us to test some of the facilities that Hanes has in their North Carolina plants to see if it'll run our enzyme process through their laundries. And the reason for that is to see if we can speed up the go-to-market process after a long period of almost 18 months of us talking to Hanes and evaluating the fiber and its benefits as it relates to their industry. It's early to say right now what the percentage of applications will be throughout the Hanes product assortments. Right now we're blending 20% of our Kralar brand fiber with 80% cotton and achieving phenomenal results. But we'll know very shortly what the full rollout looks like as we commercialize with them.
Well, Hanes products, many of them, I assume now, are 100% cotton.
Correct.
Why use any hemp at all? Why not just stick with cotton?
There's two reasons. Our process is an entirely certified organic process, and the consumer as well as the retailers today are demanding an organic platform in order to satisfy the demand that they're seeing coming through from the consumer.
Well, there's organic cotton out there as well, though.
Yes, there is. What hemp has is performance attributes that organic cotton does not have. In our test that Hanes sponsored at NC State University, we came up with some results that we weren't expecting. In an 80-20 blend of cotton and Kralar, we reduced shrinkage by 50%, and we reduced dye stuff uptake by 20%. Those are huge cost benefits for a company the size of Hanes that consumes as much cotton as they do.
Are there any other benefits?
Yes, tensile strength was a natural, and we knew that would be the case because of just hemp's structure and the length of the fiber. But the fiber also wicked moisture, which we weren't expecting. So it has some play as a performance part as it relates to natural fibers as well, too.
But what about the price, though, for the consumer? I mean, you say there's some cost benefit here, but isn't this overall process more expensive?
We're priced competitively to organic cotton, which is at a premium to regular cotton. But if you factor in the cost benefits of the reduced shrinkage plus the reduced dye stuff usage, we haven't reached the final numbers yet from that perspective, but we think that we'll be quite comparable to cotton once we've gone through that exercise.
Did you have to do a tough selling job to Hanes for this?
No, sir.
Not any smiles in the room when you went in? You said, we can do this with hemp.
Well, there were some barriers that we had to overcome and some obstacles that we needed to tick off with regards to making sure that we could access mainstream production.
Such as?
We needed to be able to blend seamlessly into existing cotton spinning equipment. The hemp industry currently today, as you know, feels like a burlap sack and is a small niche industry that predominantly comes out of China.
And we should mention you brought in a couple of socks, and it's kind of hard to tell.
These are the result of the spinning trials that we ran at NC State University. One of these has hemp and Kralar in it, and the other one has pure cotton in it, and Kralar and cotton in it. And that was the real litmus test, because to the consumer or the average person, you can't tell the difference.
But it took you a long time to get here. I mean, I saw your company was founded in 1998, and you know, you're still, even now, just testing this, just going through the process with Hanes. So I assume during this whole time, you guys not making any money.
We've had an apparel business. The company's original inception was as an organic apparel company well before it was fashionable to do so. That position put the company in a space where, when the technology rolled out from the National Research Council of Canada, Hemptown, as the company was called, was first and foremost at the list of companies that had experience. We've since evolved from an apparel company to a fiber company, and in the fourth quarter of this year, we'll achieve our first revenues from our Kralar fiber production as opposed to our apparel business.
And just quickly here, what will those revenues be?
They'll be very, very small. We're in the development stages of starting to feed our major trading partners with development quantities. We'll hit full-scale production next year.
Okay, Ken Barker, thank you so much
for coming in. Thank you so much for having me.
CEO of Naturally Advanced Technologies.
Well,